Well, next Tuesday is going to be a huge day for the student loan forgiveness. In case you don't know, next Tuesday is where the Supreme Court is going to be hearing two cases about Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness. Now, let's roll that clip of what he said back on August 24th of 2022.
There are three key factors what we're going to do today. First, we've made incredible progress advancing America's economic recovery. We've wound down pandemic relief programs like the ones on unemployment insurance and small businesses. It's time we do the same thing for student loans. Student loan payments pause is going to end. It's going to end December 30. I'm extending to December 31st, 2022, and it's going to end at that time. It's time for the payments to resume. Second, my campaign for president, I made a commitment. That would provide student debt relief, and I'm honoring that commitment today. Using the authority Congress granted the Department of Education, we will forgive $10,000 in outstanding federal student loans. In addition, students who come from low-income families, which allowed them to qualify to receive a Pell Grant, will have their debt reduced $20,000. Both of these targeted actions are for families who need it the most. Working and middle-class people hit especially hard during the pandemic, making under $125,000 a year. If you make more than that, you don't qualify. No high-income individual or high-income household on top of the 5%, in the top 5% of incomes, by the way, will benefit from this action, period.
And ever since Joe Biden made that announcement, as you know, there's a lot of pushback going on, a lot of controversy. People speculated that he only made that announcement because he wanted to get votes for the Democrats during the primaries, which doesn't surprise me because politicians will do things to get votes. Can't blame them, part of their job, right? Now, they're trying to use the HEROES Act of 2003 to push this bill through. And it says that the U.S. Secretary of Education can make changes to the student loans if there's a national emergency going on. Now, we had COVID, and somehow, someway, we're still under the national emergency today, which blows my mind. With that being said, there are two cases that are going to be presented to the Supreme Court. There are 6 GOP states that are saying that, hey, why did he wait until now to try and get this bill pushed through? Why didn't he decide when he first got elected that student loan forgiveness was important to him? Because that was one of his promises during his campaign, that he would fix the student loan problem. And another thing is they argue it's going to affect them financially, which I find hilarious to me because want to affect every state financially, not just their 6 states. So that's funny to me that it's apparently only going to affect them, right? The second case that's being presented to the Supreme Court was created by the Job Creators Network Foundation. There's 2 lawyers that are bringing this to their attention. They're saying that they were deprived of their procedural rights. So as you can see, there's a lot going on in this case, a lot at stake. A lot of students are hoping that, hey, can I get some relief? Can I get some help? And man, it's going to be a bunch of fireworks and a bunch of craziness going on. Now, with that being said, here are my thoughts on the student loan forgiveness program. In my opinion, the biggest issue with this whole fiasco going on is the cost of schools. Schools are out of control with their prices. If I were you, I would really think about that school you're going to that's going to cost you $100,000. Because if you're going to go there, just realize you're probably going to pay a lot of money back in debt. You might come out of school, you make $40,000, $50,000 a year. And the issue is you have a negative return on your investment. Also, think about this. If you have a family, guess what? You got to take care of your family, take care of the kids, so they have costs. You have a mortgage, you have all this other stuff going on that you are obligated to, right? If you think of it that way and you're 18 years old and you think 10, 15 years down the road, maybe going to school isn't the best route. Maybe you go to school or trade school or something else that will make you income because you want to make income. That's the point of life. You want to make money. Now, did I apply for the student loan forgiveness program? I did. Now, am I expecting anything out of it? No, because I'm not worried. I just thought, hey, let me go ahead and just check this out. I've already paid almost $40,000 in my debt. I paid off on my credit card debt, paid off my car, paid off a collection fee, and now I'm making payments towards Sallie Mae, and I'm going to pay my wife's car off next year. So I'm not really worried about how this all plays out. Because again, you gotta take responsibility of everything. It's better to take ownership than let someone else take care of it for you. Think of it like 2 parents. Let's just say, they say to their kid, okay, you were really bad today. and you cause a lot of trouble, we're going to bail you out. Let's say they're in school and they get suspended and they go talk to the principal and say, hey, you know what? My kid's great. Give me another chance. And they get you out of it. And the kid's going to think, man, that was awesome. Let me go ahead and just keep doing what I'm doing because my parents are always going to bail me out. That's what's going on here. People are expecting the government to save them. And even with $20,000, because that's the most they're going to forgive up to, it just puts a small dent on the debt, especially if you got $100,000, $200,000 of student loan debt. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think the best way to go is get a financial plan. You got to have a plan in place. You got to have some type of direction with your money. That's why I'm not worried because I've been on a plan since 2020. I use a whole life insurance policy. It makes 3 to 5% of dividends. When I borrow to pay off my debt. I take the minimum payment that I was making and redistribute it to my life insurance policy. I pay myself back. Now, I wouldn't have known that unless I got some education, right? Unless I went out and sought this for myself. That's why I'm not concerned because I understand, okay, now I have a good foundation of how money works. I have a plan in place for my family. So no matter what the government does, no matter what's going around me, I have financial peace. And if you don't have financial peace, you need to reevaluate what you're doing with your money. Because at the end of the day, it's your fault that you're in debt. It's your fault you're in this situation. I know that's hard to receive, but it's my fault as well. I'm not going to go blame Towson University, the school I used to go to, and say, hey, you need to forgive these loans. No, I decided to go there, get a degree, and that's fine. And that's it. So in my opinion, how is this going to work out? I don't think they're going to pass it. And I know that's hard to receive. That might be hard to hear, but just brace yourself. Honestly, just brace yourself for that because I also think that if you forgive these loans, the students that are in college right now are going to expect the same promises. That's the danger of this, that if you pass it, students in the future are going to go, well, hey, the government's just going to forgive it. And that's not a good place to be. That being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And also, if you want to go check out my video, how I paid off almost $40,000 of debt, go check that out now. And I'll see you in the next video.